Alright, what is going on? It is time to get 99 crafting. Now, the plan was to get 99 crafting in a live stream the other day. I did start live streaming, but live stream wasn't going too well, so I decided to end it. Also, I thought my enlightenment aura was recharged, but unfortunately it wasn't recharged, so it must be a different aura, which is kind of unfortunate. I was like, you know, this is going to cost me so much money, so I was like, you know what, let's just leave it. And over the past few days I've actually been AFKing the heart anyway, so it's brought it down now to 426k, and I've still got bonus XP to use up as well, which is quite good. So in the long run I've really helped myself out actually, and I've saved myself some money. But it is time to get it now. One or two things, the live stream didn't go the best. Started off with 10 viewers, but I realised it's the same repetitive thing, so that's why I didn't get many views. But it also made me realise, looking at analytics, and this is sort of what happened before, when I decided to make this a Runescape pure channel. A lot of you might know this, but this didn't used to be a pure Runescape channel. I used to do other videos like Last of Us, for example, Watch Dogs, Call of Duty on this channel. That was a long time ago, but I realised that my RuneScape videos were doing the best and guides, so then I started doing RuneScape videos and wanted to start doing other RuneScape videos as well. But again, I'm being realistic here, and the best videos are my guides, so I need to get back to doing guides. Live streaming isn't the best thing. Road to Max I'm still going to continue, because that's just me playing the game, progressing. They're just going to continue at the same frequency they really have, but I just need to up my guides. That's what I really need to go ahead and do anyway. So that's really what I've realised from here. I just need to do more guides basically to get my channel to grow, because my channel's not growing at the rate it was, which is kind of frustrating for me from a personal point of view, because it was getting about 250 subscribers for 2 or 3 months at one stage. Now unfortunately it's only getting about 60-70 subscribers, which is really bad. It's not bad, but I mean, for the progress that I was at, it's sort of like I've done so much and now it's sort of declining, so I need to get that back on track. Anyway, time to get 99 crafting. Let's get on with it. So I'm going to use this bonus XP up first, then I'm going to activate my enlightenment aura, then we're going to get 99 crafting. Now I'm not going to get the cape straight away because my enlightenment aura is actually still going to be active during the hour. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over and start doing prayer ASAP, so I'm trying to get some prayer levels up as well, because I think that's quite logical. I can save myself quite a bit of money there as well. So I'm going to get started now. I've got crafter here on world 139, so it's not laggy world 100 like it was during the live stream. I think that was partially because I was live streaming actually, but here goes. Right, so that looks like now that the bonus XP, there we go, has just run out now. So it's now time to go ahead and activate the enlightenment aura. So we're not too far away now, only about 330k to go. Really excited about getting a brand new cape, because the current capes I've got cooking, which is very common, fletching, which is very common, fire making, which is now very common. Them three the most common and easiest, probably 99s I would say to get in the game. Construction is also a very easy one, which I've not got. I should probably try and get that at protein planks. The only sort of unique-ish one I've got is wood cutting there. Wood cutting isn't as common because it does take a very long time, but I feel it's similar to crafting with a harp, and that's why I've got it. Crafting will be good though, because you don't see too many crafting capes around, and the old crafting cape, the colour scheme, the yellow, the brown, is absolutely sick. So really looking forward to that. Need to go ahead and activate this aura now and get grinding away. Right, here we go. So that's us leaving 12 million now, and that is us going into 13 million, so only 33k to go. So here we go, end of a very long road. We're only 8k away now, which is very exciting. It's taken me about half an hour, and I have been watching some YouTube videos, so I haven't been as fast, but here it is. So a harp, I've managed to get like 96,000 harmonic dust during this journey. I probably will actually do some more harping to just get up to 100k, just because I think it'd be cool. But this is it. This is my 5th ever at 99 in RuneScape. Wasn't expecting it to be crafting until I came to the Elf City, and even then I still didn't think it was going to be it. But here goes, 99 crafting. I've hit the button. 1k, 500, 262, and that's it done. Right there, that's it done. So well done, you've achieved the highest. So if I put broadcast on actually, which I probably should have done. My broadcast is actually on actually news. Hightower 5000 has achieved 99 crafting, so we'll get a few messages now. Very quickly to say thanks to the people who are, which many of you are subscribers actually, so thank you very much. It's just such a good feeling to get it actually finally fucking done. It's good, it's good, trust me, it's very, very good. So let's go ahead and click on the mastery now. So I've got some Demonheim stuff, don't really care. That skill mastery is something that I do very much care about. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is get the skill cape after the half an hour is done. I still want to be efficient, so if I hit my second preset, which is number 2, as you can see I've already set up Now yes, I realised that I did get 99 crafting about 2 seconds ago, and a lot of you would just go ahead and get the cape straight away, but I want to be efficient, want to use the enlightenment aura to my best, so I thought, you know, let's go ahead and do some prayer, because I really want to get prayer to 80. I need to start training it. As some of you know, I've been thinking about doing combat. I need to get my prayer up probably to about 85 roughly, do 1 or 2 quests, also get some herbal ore levels too. Good thing about Enlightenment Aura as well actually is that Gilded Altars work with this double XP, because for example on double XP weekends it doesn't usually work Gilded Altars. That's why you see no one really doing prayer on that weekend, but the Enlightenment Aura does work, which is really good. That's why it's worth doing, and right now I think I'll get actually quite a lot of XP, because usually per inventory you get about 6k, so right now I'll get about 12k, so hopefully I can get quite a few inventories in during this. Hopefully it'll go quite well. Hopefully I can maybe get at least a level. I'll definitely get a level anyway, probably at least halfway, if not maybe 2 levels in this half an hour, just because it'll be 12k in inventory, and I can probably do an inventory roughly about every minute or so. So about 10 minutes after I recorded that previous clip, what happened was my router decided to crash. Not at all sure if it was actually crashing. We recently got new internet when we moved into a new flat obviously, so the internet is sort of still establishing itself. It's sort of doing tests every now and then. Unfortunately one of them was during my fucking Enlightenment Aura. So I was going to put the original commentary in here, but it's me pretty much just swearing. All my flatmates came into the room, they were all fucking swearing. Everyone was a bit pissed off, which did mean I lost about 10 minutes. Now with a lot of auras, Jagex have been very smart about it, and if you log out actually they keep the timers, so the timer stops, you actually save the time. Whereas with the Enlightenment Aura, unfortunately if you log out the timer continues to go down, which I lost about 10 minutes of press. I didn't get as far as I wanted to anyway, kind of annoying, but I've got still 28,000 bones to do at least, so a long way still to go, and I'm sure there'll be plenty of time to buddy then. Right, so that is the aura just about done now, so it's time to go ahead and finally go and buy my crafting skill cape. So for this, suppose that I need to go to the crafting guild actually, so instead we're going to go straight to Remington. So the best way to get to that is probably via the port around Lodestone. Remington, you never really go to Remington. Remington's in 1 or 2 free to play quests, bar that. The town is absolutely pointless really. There's a lot of places in RuneScape, and that's the thing which I feel about RuneScape. Like back in the day for the Grand Exchange, every place in RuneScape was useful, whereas now really only Varrock, Lumbridge, Burthorpe and probably Priffendis. These are the only useful cities, so it means that a lot of RuneScape is neglected. A lot of hard work that they've gone into building, for example, Remington, everything about it's not really used, which is kind of a shame, but I mean they've brought that upon themselves. Alright, so here we are, we're finally at the crafting guild. Luckily there's no requirement to get into this. There might actually be a level requirement, can't remember though. I know I can just walk right in here. So this is the master here, so let's get my first skill cape off him. Now I'm going to buy 2, one for the bank and one for me wearing, because I like to have a set preset at the very top of my bank. If you have noticed, I've got all 4 other skill capes. So it costs 99k, which is totally worth it to be honest. It's actually a lot of money in sort of the older terms, but nowadays 99k is actual pocket money, honestly. You can gain that in 5 minutes. Now what I'm going to do here as well is I'm actually going to change all my capes back to the older versions. Basically I think it was a few months ago, can't remember now, they brought out the new capes, the new designs. All of them were awful, but yet to this day I've still not actually gone ahead and changed back to the old ones. Now the new crafting cape looks horrendous, the old crafting cape looks absolutely sick. I think personally it's one of the best looking skill capes they had, and that's why I've changed back to this. As you can see, it is very, very, very smart. I'll show you the emote in a minute. I just think the colour scheme, the brown, the yellow, overall just the way it's laid out, it trimmed, it just looks absolutely wonderful. Really happy about it. This will be the cape I'll be wearing the most. One, because it's very unique, but also 2, just because it's the best colour scheme. Fletching one, which has sort of green and yellow, that has a very good colour scheme as well, but this one I think tops it. Anyway, I need to go ahead now and buy myself a second cape, and then let's actually very quickly go ahead and do the emote. There we go, I have finally found it. Can't really remember what the emote is like, but in this day and age, emotes aren't that popular, you don't really do them. This one doesn't look too special, to be honest. You just need to be chipping away at a rock and then hold the rock up in the air, so it's not too bad. You don't really do emotes in this day and age. Maybe a few years ago, emotes when quest capes and skill capes in general, when all these sort of capes weren't as popular like they are today, emotes are a lot more special, so that's why people tend to do the emotes, whereas now so many people have the skill capes that emotes just aren't really that important. Anyway, I'm going to head back to Health City. Not really at all sure what I'm going to do now. I'm going to do my agility pillars for the day, then probably muck around doing one or two other wee little daily tasks, and then I'm probably going to head off and edit this video. Not at all sure what my next 99 is going to be. Might be mining, might be feeding, it'll probably be one of them too, but I'm not going to get it anytime soon, that's for sure. I know really if I want one of them quite badly, I could probably get it in a few days if I badly wanted to. However, I'm not that bothered right now. I want to go back and focus on guides, like I said at the start of the video. Just before I go ahead and wrap this video, this is me just pulling the items out of my bank. So I've got quite a lot of uncuts still left over, especially rubies. Got a lot of cuts that I need to sell, or whole gems. So I've got like 5k diamonds near enough there, so all this will go for a decent amount of money. Now remember, before I started cutting gems, I got donated 10 mil from my IRL friend. Not really one person that actually watches my YouTube videos, but he was like, oh here, have 10 mil. Don't know why. I was like, okay, so that's why I wanted to go ahead and cut gems and get 99 crafting pretty quickly. So thanks to him. Overall, I've not actually spent 10 mil because I've used the Enlightenment ore twice. I've actually been quite efficient with the crafting XP. It turns out I've done a lot more harping than I thought I would land up doing. So I've only probably spent about 5 of that actually. So overall, it's been a good success. I've actually kept, I thought I'd land up spending that whole 10 mil because I thought, you know, okay, he's giving me that. I think he's maybe hinting at me, he wants to get me 99 crafting. But I've actually managed to keep some money from that. Overall, really happy about that. Might go ahead and do another expensive skill. I want to start training some herb lore again actually. Might do some feeding, might do some mining. Really not at all sure. I do want to get some combat stats up though. Like prayer, I want to get 95 prayer. I'd like to get 96 herb lore. These are skills that I want to get, and realistically they're going to take quite a while because they are very, very, very difficult and also very expensive and also very click intensive and repetitive, and I get very bored, as you know. Anyway, that's going to be all for this video. Please leave the video a like, rank, subscribe if you're new around here. Follow me on Twitter, Twitch, and like my Facebook page. All links are down below. Leave a comment. What was your 5th 99 if you've got there? Or just tell me your 99s in general. I'm kind of interested to know what people have got, if they've gone down the skill route or the combat route. That's all for this video, folks. Thank you very much for watching it, and I'm out. Adios.